So let's quick do this. Final exam. $12:13 Sunday. 12 a.m. till 11:59 p.m. The intermediate algebra and stats are your two topics. It'll be on Blackboard like always. I'll send an email out regarding it. Your best bet is to what you've been doing for the other exams. What's going on, Zach? So final exam, 12:13. Do you guys have any questions regarding anything? While you got me here. What's going on, Yusuf? All right, yeah. Let me get one. Give me a second here. I'll pull one up because it's easier to have a perfect square than to think of one. Give me 1 second, and I'll pull one up from the the worksheets. I gotta think now. Yeah, here we go. All right, I got one open here. Let's do this one. All right, so I got 4x squared minus 24x minus 28 equals 0. This is one off of one of the worksheets. Okay. So what you want to do is essentially how to figure this out. At least this is how I learned it. Write down all the things, okay, that could be multiplied together to make 28. Okay, so 28 and 1, 14 and 2, 7 and 4 are all the ones that can make 28. So you're definitely going to have an x and an x over here. What numbers are going to give you 28? Okay. That when I put them together and multiply them, okay, that I can get 24 out of the middle. All right. So let's imagine this 4 wasn't here, because this makes it a little bit more complicated. Let's say we started with this one, and then we'll go back and we'll do the one with 4. So x times x, so what you're going to do is in these, let's say we have A, B, C, and D. Okay? You're going to multiply here. You're going to multiply here. You're going to multiply here. And you're going to multiply there. Okay? So x and x is going to give us our x squared. Okay? Let's imagine now, again, I'm going to make this one up just so that it works out for us. Okay? So let's start with a simple one, then we'll do the complex one. So x times x is going to be that. Now, what one, if I subtract them, will give me 3 or add them or do something to give me 14 and 2 will never get me there. 28 and 1 will never get me there. But 7 and 4 will get me there. Okay? So, since this is a negative 3, the bigger number has to be my negative. This is going to be a positive. And if we follow this map here, to do this, x times x is x squared. X times 4, okay, is 4x. So that's a positive 4x. Now we use this one. X times negative 7 minus 7x. And then these multiply together, 7 and 4. Negative 7, positive 4, negative 28. Combine your like terms. X squared. Okay, now we look at this. 4x minus 7x is a negative 3x minus 28. Okay. So that works out to give us our formula. So, since that works out to give us our formula, we've got essentially 2 equations here. You could solve for x now and find out what your x value could possibly be. Because this will be set equal to 0. So you set each individual one to 0. So x minus 7 equals 0. X plus 4 equals 0. Like so. X would equal 7. Or x would equal negative 4. Okay. Now if we go back to the original one, that makes it a little bit more challenging, but it's still the same process. It was 4x squared and 24. Now you got to look at it 2 ways. Okay. My x and my x, I have a choice. Could it be a 4x, a 1x? Okay. So 4 and an x, or it could be 2 and 2. So what it ends up actually being is this. And there is something called the quadratic formula that you can use when this number is like that. But we're going to mostly do completing the squares. Okay. So really we're going to look and focus on ones like the one I just did, because I really don't need you to know the quadratic. So let's do another one. Let me think here. X squared plus 13x plus 36 equals 0. Okay. So, list all your multiples of 36. How you get it? 36 times 1, 18 times 2, 9 times 4, 6 times 6. Now, could any of these combinations get me a 13? 36 and 1 can't, 18 and 2, 6 and 6 can't, but 9 and 4 can get me to 13. So x and x, since they're both positive, plus 9, plus 4, and then set them equal to 0. X plus 9 equals 0. X plus 4 equals 0. So x is either going to equal negative 9 or negative 4 in order to get our answer. Does that kind of clear it up, Zach, or no? So the real key is, and you're going to see more like this. The other ones are a little bit more challenging. You can use the quadratic formula, it's called. But you're going to see more of completing the squares. So your big key is, what are my multiples and how can I get them to equal here? So let's try another one. It's just I have to think of them off the top of my head here. Here's one. Let's do... Okay, let's do this. X squared minus 3x minus 18 equals 0. Yeah, that should work. So write down your multiples. I mean, when I was in school, and that was like 150 years ago, all right, we used to make a box over here and write the multiples down. But you have 18 times 1, you have 9 times 2, you got 6 times 3, and that's it. Okay. Now, could any of these combine somehow to give me 3 in the middle? 18 and 1 can't, 9 and 2 can't, 6 and 3 can. Okay, but we got to remember it's a negative. So the first thing again, put your x's down. Okay, then we know it's a 6 and we know it's a 3. The question is, what goes where? And since it's negative, one's got to be positive and one's got to be negative. Well, then we come over here and we look at this one, and the negative, all right, stays in the equation, so the bigger number's got to be the negative, like so. So if we work this out, x times x is x squared. Negative 6 times positive 3 is your negative 18. Break it down that way. Then you're going to have negative 6 times 3, negative 6, or negative 6, sorry, times x, negative 6x. 3 times x, positive 3x, which will give me, so negative 6x and a positive 3x to negative 3x. There. So set them equal to 0. If you set them equal to 0, you're going to get positive 6 and minus 3. If there's a number out front, then you have to use the quadratic formula. Since we're not meeting in face and stuff like that, I'm not going to force you to use the quadratic. So on the worksheets, if you get one like I had up there with the 4x and things like that, you have to use a specific formula. I'm not going to make you do that. I'm going to make you do completing the squares on the final. And the first time all semester we have some trolls. So that's good. What else can I do for you? We're almost there, guys. And you thought it was going to be forever and terrible. No, Yusuf, it's just going to be on stats, and I'm going to send an email out right after class here. It's just going to be on stats and the little bit of algebra stuff. Just the last two chapters. It counts just like a normal exam. It's not word double, triple, or anything. What else can I do for you guys? I think you guys will do just fine as long as you're following and doing the work, which you have been. I mean, I'll be back live on Wednesday. Hey, what about me? I asked too. All right, well, if you guys need me for anything, you know where to find me. Again, go over to work. I'll be back on Wednesday at the same time, so if you definitely have anything, if you definitely have anything, I could go over it for you guys or with you guys. All right, I'm going to take off, guys. If you need me, you know where to find me. Have a great day, and I'll one more week. I'll see you on